Assalamualaikum everyone. It has been a long time since I did a live feed, and this is my first live feed that I am doing on YouTube. For those of you who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, so Xperience Pakistan on both Facebook and Instagram, and I've added a new account on Instagram by the name of Sikana Luxury Fragrances. So I'm going to do a quick intro for those of you who discover me via YouTube. So I'm Sadia Baba. As the caption shows, I'm the CEO and founder of both Xperience Pakistan and Sikana. So, give you context and background, Xperience Pakistan is my baby. I set it up in 2018. And really, for me, it was all about how do I make holidays to Pakistan accessible and how do I change perceptions and change narratives of the country. Because at the time in 2018, this is way before all the vloggers were coming, and noise you'll hear in the background because it is a live feed is my son has just come from his driving lesson. So I'll catch up in a bit. So sorry, I digress. So I set the company up very much all about changing perceptions, changing narrative of Pakistan, but also because I wanted to make holidays to Pakistan accessible. And at the time, the only company that was really doing holidays to Pakistan, and to be fair, in a good way, was Wild Frontiers. But I knew that actually Pakistan had so much more to offer in terms of shopping, in terms of culture, food, and there were so many experiences that one could enjoy in Pakistan that just weren't available by any company. So for me, it was all about setting Xperience Pakistan up and creating holidays to show you Pakistan through my eyes. Years gone by, it's now 2024, so kind of coming up to 6 years. And, even over COVID, the company has managed to survive. And in this duration, we've won about 7 or 8 awards because of our authentic holidays, our customer service. Anyways, this video isn't really all about Xperience Pakistan, because if you want to learn more about Xperience Pakistan, the company, visit the website xperiencepakistan.com, which gives you a bit more information about us, about the company. The purpose of this live feed was really to tell you about the Pakistan Music and Media Awards, which are happening tomorrow at the Symphony Orchestra Theatre in Birmingham, kicking off at 6:30 and going on till 10:30. If you haven't got the tickets, I think there still might be time to buy a ticket, so do come along. But it was a no-brainer for me. So it was Natasha from Said BR who approached me and said, Sadi, there's this event. Would Xperience Pakistan like to sponsor it? And because when I set the company up, it was my way of how do I invest in the future of the next Pakistani generation, whether that's in Pakistan or overseas. Hi, for those of you, thank you for joining. So for me, it was all about how do I make sure that I am doing my bit as a mum of 3 boys. So I have 3 boys, and I understand and recognize that if we really want the next generation of Pakistanis to progress, whether that's in Pakistan or overseas in the UK, USA, wherever, my generation, we have to do our bit, whether that's with a business head on or whether that's an individual, investing in kind of opportunities that helps elevate and give them a platform. So the Pakistan Music Media Awards does exactly that. It's giving a platform to recognize the talent of up-and-coming British Pakistani artists here in the UK, whether that's in the form of presenting, whether that's in the kind of social media, or whether that's kind of performing and singing. Now, I love music, but I particularly love Pakistani music. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Pakistani, I like my Bollywood music as well. But the reason I love Pakistani music is I grew up with the bands Junoon, Vital Signs, Strings. I've been to many of their concerts. And I just think that the orchestra, the lyrics, the music they create is absolutely phenomenal. As a mum, I have been a bit disconnected, so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's event to connect and see who the up-and-coming artists are and watch them perform. But for me, as I said, this is all about actually helping these awards like this can only happen when businesses like mine, in whatever capacity, can sponsor these events. I'm a small sponsor. I wish I could be a bigger sponsor, but inshallah, in years to come, I can do. So that is why I'm promoting or one of the sponsors. I'm not sure whether that's going to be aired on TV, but if you do follow me on Xperience Pakistan, either on Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, I'm going to try and do some live coverage when I'm at the event tomorrow to show you some of the great talent that kind of is up and coming, so that you can follow them on their Instagram channel or listen to them perform. The other reason why I kind of wanted to do this video is I've not been doing live feeds for a while. So as you can see on my page here, Sakana, and you're probably wondering, here I am talking about Experience Pakistan, but what is Sakana all about? So Sakana, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Urdu language, means to educate in Urdu. And I have set up a separate channel for Sakana on YouTube, but I'm still getting familiar with kind of using and finding the time to create these live feeds. So as I mentioned, Sakana is all about educating, and this was my sister brand that I set up in COVID. The essence of Sakana has always been about educating people about cultures that are misrepresented by the mainstream media in the form of luxury products and lifestyle products that I create, whether that's candles, diffusers, or serving platters. Now, again, if you want to learn more about Sakana, you can visit my website, sakana.com, where there's a lot more information in this video telling you about the brand and its story. But specifically within this live feed, what I wanted to talk about is this watermelon shopper. Now, you might not, or you might have heard about the watermelon shopper. So the watermelon shopper, and I'm just going to open up, it's basically a shopping bag, which you can use when you're going to Tesco's or Sainsbury's to do your shopping, or if you're going to a picnic when hopefully your summer hits hits the UK. So it's a really nice bag shopper. I haven't designed this. This is actually an initiative set up and designed by the Instagram page, The Watermelon Shopper. What is this initiative all about? So, as many of us are familiar, we are aware of the conflict that's happening in Gaza. Now, I'm not wanting to get too political about this because really this is a shopper that has been created so that it's a silent protest that we can all do in our bit, in our day-to-day lives by holding this shopper. The shopper itself is £7 plus postage and packing. You don't have to buy it from my website. It is available on Sakana, but you can also go directly to the Watermelon Shopper and purchase it from them. The money for this is basically half of the amount covers the cost of the actual shopper. The outstanding balance of £3.50 goes towards the Muslim aid in Palestine. But this bag hasn't really just been designed as a massive fundraiser. It's actually been designed so all of us can do our bit in a silent protest to constantly remind people of the atrocities that are happening to the people in Gaza. And I say the people of Gaza because they could be Muslims, they could be Catholics, they could be Jewish, or they could be Christians. This is not faith driven. This is driven by humanity. It's to remind everyone that the people in Gaza, no matter what faith, are suffering, and they continue to suffer. And whilst we're doing lots of protests, many governments are failing to recognise this. I was particularly happy this week by the ICJ's announcement and holding Benjamin Netanyahu for the kind of atrocities that he's doing and actually saying to them to stop doing this. But unfortunately, it will take a lot more countries and mainly, the superpowers of of USA and UK before any action, I think, can take place. Now, I know that many Muslims like myself, and not just Muslims, Christians, Catholics, whoever is empathetic to humanity, is feeling frustrated like me and feeling helpless that we can't do anything. And I know this shopper isn't necessarily going to stop the war, but what the shopper can do is constantly remind people that we are aware that this continues to happen. We have not forgotten, and we will continue to support the people of Gaza in whatever capacity we can. So, for the sakes of humanity, I ask you all to support this initiative. As I said, I can't take credit for this initiative. This was created by the Watermelon Shopper. I've just kind of signed on to them and said, I will help support them and help raise awareness. This is a not for profit initiative. This is all about helping the people of Gaza. So, I will put details below so you can see and links of where you can buy this. And that's kind of what I wanted to wrap up. I didn't want to do a long live feed. I wanted to do the live feed to raise awareness of the great event that's taking place tomorrow that the Pakistan Music and Media Awards are doing in recognition of the great up-and-coming talent, British Pakistani talent here in the UK. And I also wanted to do this video to raise awareness of this watermelon shopper. Now, I am wearing a lovely outfit by Sana Safina tomorrow when I go to the award, but I'm not going to be holding a clutch bag. I'm going to be parading with this massive watermelon shopper, which doesn't go with my outfit at all, but to raise awareness, and hopefully it will lead people asking me questions why I'm holding this and what's it all about. Please help me support this initiative. It's so important we do this. And as I said, this is not something that I'm talking about as a Muslim propaganda, something. This is a humanitarian initiative to speak up for the people of Gaza, whether they're Muslim, Christian, Catholics, or Jews. Please help me and the Watermelon Shopper support this initiative. And please let's continue to raise our voices for justice for the people of Gaza. Thank you. As I said, I'm a bit new to this, so I'm going to end the stream now because I realize I left the studio without ending the stream.